It is with a heavy heart that I announce that our fur baby Mariah passed away on January 6, 2024. And I wanted to do something to memorialize her. And about the only way I know how to do that is through media. Film, video, pictures. So this is going to be a little bit of an introduction to the life of Mariah via a video I created several years back to celebrate the forming of our little family. Well, this is a sad moment in the lives of my husband Derek and I, and our family, little Oreo too. I'm trying not to get choked up because I want this to be a celebration of Mariah's life and some of the wonderful memories that I've had being a part of her life for the past 8 years. And well, first of all is that she wasn't good with strangers. And even though she wasn't good with strangers, she disliked me at first, but quickly warmed up to me. So a bit over a year ago, my mom came down for a visit, and we told her that Mariah doesn't take well to strangers, and that she'll probably hiss at her and not come around, and which was the case, and I think my mom was still a bit disheartened that she didn't warm up to her right away, because my mom dubbed her Hissy Kitty. Derek and I often poked fun at Mariah because of her weight, but in a loving way. She definitely loved food, and sometimes we had to basically scold her for being at the food dish for too long. But man, did she love her food. And so I started calling her my little purr bag, because there was so much of her to pet. And when she purred, it's just like all of her vibrated, and she purred loudly. And the one thing that differentiated Mariah from Oreo was that with Mariah, if she wanted to be pet, you could pet her. But if she didn't want to be pet, she would let you know. So when you were able to pet her, or she allowed you to, I should say, her purr was instant. And with Oreo, a lot of times you have to work for the purr. But Mariah, she would start purring instantly if she let you pet her. So that's why I called her my sweet little purr bag. Mariah wasn't much one to play a lot either, but if you gave her some catnip, she kind of got a little bit frisky. And it was cute because you didn't really see that side of her unless she was inebriated. Go figure, right? Back in 2020, she gave us quite a scare. one night I was taking out some boxes to the trash, and they were big boxes, and so I opened the apartment door and she must have snuck out, and I didn't realize it. And the next day, Derek went to check the mail, and Mariah was in the apartment hallway to the complex, not to our apartment, on the stairs, and she was sleeping, and Derek called after her and she didn't respond, so he thought that she had passed. And it was a scary, scary day. And it turned out later on that day, my grandmother passed away. So we gave her the middle name Jane to basically memorialize my grandmother in a way. And yeah. One of my favorite memories will always be of the time that I went to step out onto the balcony and I looked down and Mariah had her front two paws in my flats, like she was going to try them on. And I was fortunate enough to get a picture of her where she looked up and you could see her paws in my shoes. And I've tried to find this picture on Facebook because I know I posted it, but it's a little too far back. But that's one of my favorite memories of her. One of the most endearing things, I think, was the fact that in the months prior to her passing, she became more attached to Derek than ever before. And their history began in 2008. And she suddenly became Derek's cuddle buddy. She's never been much of a cuddler, but she wouldn't leave his side. And the day before she passed, I was able to take my final picture with her, which I didn't know would be my final picture. I knew it was going to be close. We had agreed on having her put down this coming Monday. So we knew that the time was valuable and precious. So we took this picture out of importance, and it was the next day that she passed. And thankfully, it got to be with both of us present. She was being held by Derek, and I was petting her, witnessing her last breaths, and saw the light leave her eyes. Literally. I know that people say that, but it's a thing. I've never experienced death of any living being right in front of my eyes before. So I did see the light leave her eyes. They went completely black. And then she was gone. So she left this plane of existence being loved by her parents. And then we wrapped her up and laid her down in the bed and waited for the funeral home to come collect her. And Oreo went and said goodbye to her sister. And we left her with the present to be cremated with. Derek crocheted a gold heart, a small little gold heart, that we both kissed with all of our love and laid with her body. So today before work, Derek decided that he was going to crochet some gold paws and turn them into earrings that I could wear to help honor Mariah. And that is just so touching and therapeutic, cathartic, and full of pride. Mariah, I hope you know how much your daddy and I loved you, will love you forever. You were such a special part of our lives, and will remain in our hearts for always. Love and light to you, my sweet little purr bat.